This is Ryan Goodwin, Ben Morgan, and Chase Peterson, and we're going to be talking about the current state of the Turing machine. Now, the Turing machine was introduced in 1950 by a man by the name of Alan Turing. The Turing machine is the basis for current computing models and serves as one of the rudimentary concepts behind how computers work today. Turing's correlation between how a computer processes information and the algorithms used to instruct that computer have been built upon by generations of scientists. These same scientists have utilized the Turing machine to shape the world we live in today. Now, the Turing machine is said to be the most powerful of automata and pushes the limits of computation. It is a precise definition of the idea of a mechanical or an algorithmic computation. Now, the concept of it is so broad that it is able to cover the most complex of processes. The Turing thesis actually maintains that any computational process, even those carried out today on present-day computers, can be done on a Turing machine. Now, a Turing machine can be visualized as a single one-dimensional array of cells, as shown in the picture, each of which that can hold a single symbol. The array extends indefinitely in both directions and is capable of holding an unlimited amount of information. This same information can be read and changed in any order. This storage device is called a tape because of its analogous behavior, and it replicates the magnetic tapes that were used in older computers. Now, associated with that tape is what is called a read-write head that can travel left or right on the tape and can read and write a single symbol on each singular move. Now, although it seems like the Turing machine can do such sophisticated things, the process is obviously quite simple. Alan Turing's findings has made the aspects such as artificial intelligence, the detection of computer fraud, and the wide optimization of search engines possible. Now, how humans think can be thought of as the linking of data that is continuously being inputted by our senses to form sequences and states that eventually form models and derive the information that we perceive. This is directly linked to what is called the Turing machine. The Turing test was the actual algorithm that tested the theory, so if you can apply the Turing test to the model of how humans think, you would then have what you need to replicate human intelligence into a form that machines can use. This test was implemented by having a person engage in a simultaneous conversation with both a human and a computer. If the person couldn't determine which was which, then the computer was considered to have artificial intelligence. The Turing test was a good start to the development of AI machines. Turing's machine inspired Turing to ask the question, can machines actually think for themselves? Which is a question that we are still asking ourselves today. As we get closer to breaking down the complex behaviors and thoughts of a human into structured algorithms, we can find that the potential for true artificial intelligence is very real thanks to the development of the Turing machine. Now, the next case that we studied was computer fraud, which means finding out whether or not a computer program is trying to imitate a real-life person in order to exploit information from websites or computer programs or even ourselves. Once again, the Turing test was able to detect is the key to detecting computer fraud, since it was designed to test whether or not the machine can think, much like the AI that we discussed earlier. A test was done by the Royal Society, which had a human test subject try and determine whether or not the responses from a web chat app were from that of a computer program or from another person. This was done by having two different responses being shown to the subject on their screen when they initiated the chat. The subject then had to determine whether the response was from a computer or whether it was from another real person. According to the test, the success rate for the people correctly identifying which response was which happened to be less than 35%. That's almost 2/3 of people not being able to determine whether a response was from a human or from a computer. Now, this test shows how easy it is for computer programs to easily exploit information. If human test subjects cannot easily tell the difference, then how can computer programs designed by people detect it? This is becoming a huge problem today just because of the fact that all of our information is in the digital world. People are creating these fraudulent programs that can exploit information from other people and other computer programs. However, this can be combated with the Turing test. By using this study, people can develop a modified Turing test that will help determine whether or not a fraudulent computer program is in use. It may not be as revolutionary as AI, but as of right now, it is fairly important with everything being online, and it can save people and companies from having their most important information stolen from them. Now finally, by using the Turing machine model, we can completely optimize how internet search engines locate our information. As of right now, search engines on the web use keywords to find information relating to those specific keywords and bring up all of the information it can find. The use of a modified Turing machine can help optimize this process by turning this slow and imperative searching process into a fast semantic searching keyword process. This may allow people and companies to get the information that they need faster and more efficient. This will save much time and money, which is obviously important in this day and age. In conclusion, the simple idea that Alan Turing made in the 1950s has set the stage for development of everything from protecting online information to developing machines that can actually think for themselves, much like humans can. This seemingly simple realization made by Alan Turing has shaped and will continue to shape the digital world that we live in.